they have all this money and power and they kind of understand the system, they're so greedy, dude, that they keep inflating it. Oh, we can get more. And then it pops and it fucking explodes. And then that 500,000 homeless people turns to 10 million. Yeah. 10 million people in our generation that are already fucking woke to this shit, now on the streets, now have nothing else to lose except to pick up that fucking sickle and hammer, you know what I'm saying? Pick up a gun. The point I'm making is these things cannot be stopped. You saw it with the American Revolution. There was no stopping that. You saw it with the breaking up of the British Empire in general, Australia leaving, New Zealand leaving, Canada leaving. You saw it with the French Revolution. They had, dude, the French aristocracy was the most powerful and wealthy court in human history. And they went down over fucking night, bro. Because here's the thing about the system, is it seems inescapable. The security cameras anywhere, the wealth and the power and the soldiers and the police. But, dude, it's way weaker than it looks. In the fucking cement buildings and the high-rises, it seems inescapable. The bills on your desk. But, dude, it's all resting on those people, the military, the police, everybody doing their job. Yeah. But if they try to run the system to such a degree and they get too greedy and it implodes like it did in French Revolution, like it did in 1917 with World War I, and people no longer feel any attachment or any security from the system anymore, that's it, bro. It bursts like a powder keg, and a powder keg, and there's nothing that can stop it. That's what it was.
Make sure you don't include that in the audio. Just make sure I don't.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, John boy, you ready?
I am ready.
Let's get a little sip here. All right, Johnny, how are you?
Terrible.
Terrible, why?
This life is terrible.
Terrible?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty good, I suppose.
Yeah. Is the coffee setting in now?
Not fully. It honestly didn't do much wonders today.
You've been abusing the espresso for too long.
I couldn't even really read the book that I wanted to read.
It's catching up to you now, man. It's a hard drug, dude. I don't know how you drink espresso like you do, because you drink like 3
or 4 shots a day and multiple large coffees.
And when you do the espresso, don't you like throw it in to the coffee?
Yeah.
You don't even get a drink. You just like fucking go ham and throw it. Like, first off, their coffee at Jitters, shout out Jitters, if you want us to sponsor you, we will. Or you sponsor us. Their coffee there is already like liquid crack, dude. You don't need 3 shots of espresso in it.
Yeah, I'll normally drink a large coffee with a shot or 2 and then even get like another half cup.
Well, the thing that scares me about you is like you'll do that, but then you're like normal. Like when I drink a lot of coffee, I'm like noticeably like...
I'm just a low energy, man. I'm an upper kind of guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to get like some testosterone enhancement or something. You start like...
what's that shit Joe Rogan does?
Human growth hormone, right?
I feel like it's that. I feel like there's something else he does too.
Well, let's be honest. Joe Rogan probably just fucking... Dude, I just imagine Joe Rogan's like little like his thing in the kitchen. You know, you got some over here and shit, but it's literally just like, you know, he has a pill planner for like his supplements, and it's like by the fistful. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just convinced small town doctors suck ass, which I'm sure seems like obvious. But I went to get a checkup a couple years ago, and I'd been listening hardcore to podcasts, and like they talk like you could easily have low testosterone even at our age. And I like brought it up, and he looked at me like I was nutty and like wouldn't even like look into it for me. I'm like, dude, I probably have low testosterone.
Well, he couldn't even do a blood test or anything. Didn't even offer.
Wouldn't do it. Acted like I was nutty to bring it up.
Wow.
I was kind of pissed off. I was like, all right, well.
Yeah, because dude, I imagine like,
I'm sure my levels aren't insanely low, but I could probably boost them.
Well, you're 24.
25 now.
Are you? Okay. Yeah, like at 25, man, you know, you should be like popping pussy and running marathons and shit. You know what I mean? But you're always just like kind of chill, and you never like visceral. I don't know. You don't even have like visceral urges or like aggression. It's odd to me. Never have really. You're just always like, except for when somebody like slights you and then you say mean ass shit. Like Johnny will like, somebody will be like poking him, like verbally or just fucking with him, and he'll just like, you can see him sitting there like brooding, and then finally it'll like snap off and he'll say.
That's why I get quiet when I get mad, because otherwise I say mean shit.
Yeah, you say like the meanest but like the realest shit ever, and like always fucking like, and then it like elicits a response and shit.
And I get punched in the face usually.
Yeah. It's funny, you wouldn't look at Johnny right here. You wouldn't guess it, but he's been in more fist fights than like anybody I know.
Wouldn't really call it fist fights. I would just call it me getting cheap shot in the face after I said something I shouldn't have.
Yeah, well, a fist fight, I mean, that's a technicality, but you know.
Indeed.
Anyway, I guess we should hop into it. Guys, we're gonna just kind of freeball today. We'll talk about some of the bigger things going on. Obviously, some of these upsets with Bernie. We'll touch a little bit on the coronavirus, but Johnny's sick of hearing of it, so we probably won't talk too much.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
And just see where the conversation goes tonight. So.
Sure, if you turn on the news, it's all you're gonna hear about is the coronavirus. So
yeah,
they got you covered there.
Yeah, I think we'll mostly just talk about how it relates to the election.
I do want everyone to be in a state of fear, though.
Uh-huh.
I think everyone should make sure. I would be withdrawing all my money from the banks.
Yeah, let's start our run on the banks.
I would go buy all the canned goods so the stores sell out, and I would just stay in your house for months.
Yeah.
If you have a bunker, now's the time.
Quit your job.
Yeah, quit your job. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, welcome to the Entitled Millennials podcast. This is episode number 28.
And I'm just saying, like, statistically, right? You're probably not going to die, but it is possible you're going to die from the coronavirus within the next couple of months.
Anyway, this is episode number 28, I believe. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, share us out to your friends. Guys, we're still growing really steadily. I think we're at like 556 subscribers. Facebook page is really taking off. I've joined a bunch of new, Bernie groups and stuff, and we're getting a lot more outreach there. We're about to hit 800 followers. We've had 25 playthroughs on the podcast platforms, which is pretty good because we've only been putting them up there the last couple of weeks. So you know what? Things are growing slow but steady, and that's all because of you guys, and we really appreciate it. And you know what? Thanks for being here with us today, all right? If you want to further support the podcast, you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/double_D. There you can access all of my written works, including poetry, flash fiction, and full-length short stories. All for less than what you spend on a cup of coffee or lunch every day. Support the podcast, show your loyalty, help us grow. When we reach a $200 goal, like I've said before, we'll start doing a bonus weekly podcast for patrons only. And Johnny and I have talked about this before, but we've discussed doing some merch. Some merch ideas. I told you guys about the Fuck the System one, where it's Johnny and I like in an alleyway or some shit, like kind of flipping off the camera, and then there's like spray painted behind us, like Fuck the System. But Johnny, you had an interesting idea for like a patron exclusive t-shirt, maybe for people that subscribe to the $10 tier 3 months or more. What was the idea that you had again? It was like
us on the ground and like someone like I thought with Make America Great Again hat, just because it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I like that.
Like about to like execute us, like those classic photos like Vietnam where they're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that idea. If you guys like that idea, let us know. So yeah, we're planning on doing some more things with the Patreon. Obviously there's writing and stuff on there right now. But if you help us reach that $200 goal, we're already at $50. Help us reach that $200 goal. We'll do another podcast like this, only I think we'll just kind of go all over the place with that. And we'll start releasing, once we hit that goal, we'll probably start releasing some exclusive merchandise and stuff for you guys too. Anyway, if you'd like to support the podcast, you can check out our sponsor, Bingley's Teas, at janeaustinteas.com. There you can find high-end teas handpicked and mixed by the lovely Miss Julia. Or visit Julia in person at 118 East 26th Street, suite number 208 in Minneapolis, to satisfy that deep tea addiction and to be taken on a tea tour of the world. All right, John Boy, let's do this. This is episode number 27 or 28. Shit.
Wow, dude. Way to fuck that up.
Yeah, we're going free today. It's whatever. So anyway, Johnny, I know it's been kind of a couple of disappointing weeks for the Bernie campaign, for progressive movement.
That's to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see what states voted here the other day. Michigan,
Idaho,
Missouri,
Mississippi,
and I don't think Bernie won any of them, did he?
Washington.
Washington voted? Did he?
They pretty much tied in Washington somehow.
That's not possible, dude.
Well, dude, I'm pretty sure it was like a caucus last time, and now it's a primary this time. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. And then Bernie did win. The fuck? He won somewhere. Oh, he won, I want to say Idaho.
Was it Idaho?
I don't know. I don't really go.
Yeah, I mean...
At this point, dude, I just don't trust the integrity of our elections at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking exit polls in Massachusetts showed Bernie winning.
Yeah.
And who knows? That was the same. Some people are going to act like we're just sore losers, but it just doesn't add up to me how some of these things are going on. And then I thought this was interesting. A Bernie staffer from California actually shared this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring it up. It's, all right, so at 10:07, it showed the Michigan results, and it showed Bernie with 728,097 votes with 52.8%. All right, sorry, I'm just fucking that up. Jesus Christ. Fuck's sake. With 52.86% with the lead, with Biden with 572,241 votes with 41.54% of the vote. And then 2 minutes later, somehow Sanders' numbers go down to 425,034 votes, and Biden stays at roughly the same at 572,645. Now, it could be just a fuck up, but are we really going to trust the integrity of this shit?
So,
not me.
Okay, so there's a couple things with that. This was which state again?
Michigan.
That's what I thought. Okay, so a couple things with this. First off, the timestamp on the first one where it showed Bernie like murdering is a few minutes compared to the other one, right? And he had several 100,000 votes. Is Biden even on that first one though?
Yes.
Okay.
Biden's number stayed roughly the same between the differences. So why is that?
In that second picture, you say that Bernie somehow magically lost votes too, or is it just like?
I'm saying that in both pictures, Biden's numbers are roughly the same.
Yes.
But somehow at 10:07, Bernie is up by like almost 300,000 something votes.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 minutes later, somehow Sanders loses 300 something thousand votes, but Biden stays actually the same.
Yeah, so those votes that were already cast for Bernie that they had shown disappeared.
And I'm sure they're going to say it was just some error.
Some accounting
It just seems odd that there's a big error with Sanders' numbers and somehow Biden's weren't.
Oh, yeah, everybody else's is fine.
Yeah, literally everyone else's numbers stays roughly the same.
And you were talking a little bit about exit polls in Massachusetts.
And there was other states where the exit polls showed Bernie win. I just know the Massachusetts one because that's like a crucial state.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a similar thing with Michigan.
And Biden was like trailing in like no man's land in Massachusetts, and then somehow.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like the fix is in.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'm just a sore loser.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, the amount of jump, right, from him being pretty much on some of that. If we're going to be 100% unbiased and just straightforward, some of the jump that we saw over the last couple of weeks is because all those other bullshitters dropped out. Okay, so the point I'm trying to say is like this isn't as big as like as like maybe you're trying to say, but there's definitely still a huge chunk of shit going on.
I mean, these discrepancies are odd. In exit polls, when they're off in third world countries, we call the fucking elections rigged. But here, it's nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when the exit poll, we've investigated in conjunction with the UN 2% differences from exit polls because exit polls are
Massachusetts was like over 5%.
Yeah, because like exit polls are people leaving that say, "Oh yeah, I voted for this person," right? So they're like 100% accurate. Like they're.
I mean, not necessarily because people might lie.
True, but I mean, why would you? You know what I'm trying to say? Like compared to every other polling. It's more legitimate. It's more closer to the truth, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
So we've gone into other countries before over a 2%. We've staged coups and like done all this stuff and like painted this image of a place being an authoritarian state over 2 to 4% discrepancies, and then meanwhile, this is like 8 to 12. I think I saw in some cases.
Dude, I think there was like a 20% discrepancy in one of the states. I should probably have this like down. I don't, but there's just go look it up. Like, if you don't believe me, there's major discrepancies in multiple states of the exit polling.
Yeah.
And dude, like, I just find it hard to believe anyone wants to vote for this senile fuck. Like, yeah, there's some dumb people that are.
Yeah.
But this much?
I don't.
And then we got all these polling places being shut down. Like in Michigan, people were waiting in line for 4 fucking hours.
Yeah. In the most powerful and highly developed nation, one would argue, on the face of the planet, we have like one polling station for how many thousands and thousands of people? Dude, why wouldn't there be polling? Dude, why wouldn't every fucking 7-Eleven in this country be turned into a polling station? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, there's all kinds of shit going on, man. And like you said, one of them is like they closed how many polling stations? Hundreds of them. And we experienced firsthand in Iowa.
South Carolina, they closed polling stations. North Dakota, in their biggest city, they had 2 stations for the biggest city.
Yeah, I saw that, man. That's fucking... And here in...
Bernie won North Dakota. He didn't win Idaho.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, they turned out. That was a pretty big... I
was kind of shocked, to be honest. North Dakota's pretty, like...
Yeah. I don't know. He won that by a pretty significant margin, too.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, like... They close these polling stations, and like what I was trying to say is, you and I have experienced firsthand in Iowa some of the shit they did, where they like added new ones like 2 or 3 days before, where now you don't go to this one that you went to for years.
Well, no, it used to be you could go fucking vote anywhere in town, any of the polling stations. Now you have to be wherever what do they call it? I don't think it's district. Precincts.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go wherever your precinct is. Yeah. Dude, we're a small ass town.
Wasn't that like that in 2016 though? I thought. Never mind. I don't know.
All I know is, dude, you used to, in local elections at least, you used to be able to go vote wherever you want. Now, even with local elections,
you have to go to.
It's fucking dumb.
Super specific. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
it's just added bullshit to piss people off so they don't go vote. Because if they show up somewhere, they're like, oh, fuck it then.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's really what it's for.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah.
Where they're just
even I initially, like, my first thought was like, well, fuck it. Obviously, I'm like, no, I'm going to go vote.
Yeah.
But I'm someone who, like, deeply cares, and I even have that thought. So if you're someone who, like, really doesn't even want to go, and you've been, like, pushed by your friends or family to go vote, you're going to just be like, fuck it, I'll just say I voted. And
yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing. And then, obviously, we're talking about these exit polls that don't line up. Like, man, that's some
voting
sketchy
machines,
shit.
Dude. They're privately owned.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
Well, they've been proven that a fucking 10-year-old can hack into them.
Yeah.
Dude, we're just naive to think this shit's going to be fair for us.
Yeah, man, there needs to be fucking paper ballots, man.
I mean, I knew this bullshit was coming. Like, my heart was broken in 2016. Like, I just knew we weren't. I was trying to be optimistic, but I knew they were never going to let us have this, man.
Yeah.
It's just never. I think the people, like the wealthy elites at the top, they're involved in some dark ass shit, and they're never going to let someone who isn't involved with their shit take over.
Yeah.
Because everything would change for them, and they know it.
Well,
it's not just about losing some money. It's about going down for their crimes against humanity.
Oh, dude, and it's changing the whole system. Dude, it's not just like some superficial change that will take the pressure off of working class people for a period of time, right? Which would be a good move on their part to quell thoughts of rebellion. It's systemic change that'll make it so that while we safeguard these policies and legislations, they will never be able to take over the system again how they were able to.
Yep.
So yeah, and I agree with you. Like, they're not going to let us vote away your power. I mean, I remember you said that, and that really stuck with me, and I think that's true. And they're pulling out all the stops to quell this little peaceful rebellion.
I don't feel they had a grand plan at first. I think they've been freaking out.
Yeah.
And I think in the end, they're just going to blatantly rig it if they have to. Because I don't... And, this is just me speaking out of my ass, but I don't think they want it to be known that they fucking can do shit. I think they want the appearance of shit's fine.
Of legitimacy.
But if they feel they have to, they do not care about optics and will just do shit.
Yeah, man, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Or we're just nutty conspiracy theorists and sore losers.
Dude,
I don't believe that.
I don't think so, man. There's too much weird shit going on.
When I see even, like, actual hired Bernie staffers sharing this shit, it gives me... to me, it gives me the okay to talk about it fully because It's obvious, man. You got to be fucking dumb. And you're blind to the party, like, if you think they're not going to do this shit to stop Bernie Sanders.
Well, yeah, and as far as, like, the other aspects of voter suppression, we haven't seen as much voter registry purging this time around, but still a big race ahead of us, right? Mm-hmm. Compared to 2016, there was, like hundreds of thousands with the people I had added, just their own individual stories. I have seen fewer of those this time around, but just the other day when I was, people were down in the dumps about this, one woman was like, dude, I just registered to vote, like double checked and did all my shit in 2018, and I went to vote in my primary. I can't remember what state that she said it was, and she's like, and I'm not there's no registration of me voting ever.
Yeah, that's another thing. They purge you from the rolls. And I so much shit, dude.
Yeah, and I think the purging is the most fucked up out of all of it.
Well, how stupid is it that you got to be registered months in advance anyways? It's set up so then they can purge you so you can't vote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
at least in Iowa, it's same day registration, so they can't do that shit.
Yeah. Well, dude, okay, so yeah, man, like, why the fuck can't you just sign up to vote then and there?
Well, here's the thing. They want it to be, so I get the idea that you don't want, like, Republicans coming in and registering same day.
Right.
And fucking with your party's primaries. I get that, but that's not really why they're doing it.
That's,
if anything, they want that in a way. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of months ago, I would have said the whole other party trying to ruin the other party's election was a red herring, but we're actually seeing that in force now. We were kind of not laughing about it, but kind of,
I've been saying that's the smart thing to do. Vote for Biden, because he's if you think Bernie Sanders is more easily beaten than a senile, dumbass, corrupt Joe Biden,
yeah,
I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
Yeah.
The guy cannot form coherent speeches. He literally had a rally. Bernie speaks for an hour, 2 hours sometimes.
With, like, no mistakes, even.
And no teleprompter. Dude, Biden had his own rally, only spoke for 10 minutes, had a fucking teleprompter. I heard it was
7 minutes.
Had a fucking teleprompter and managed to say that we need to reelect Donald Trump. Fucked up 3 different times.
Yeah, I know, man.
Dude, this guy, I won't be shocked if they cancel Sunday's debate because of the coronavirus. They already moved it to D.C. and aren't going to have an audience.
Yeah.
I won't be shocked if they just cancel it.
It's just televised, no audience.
Yeah, but I won't be shocked if they just don't have it now. Because Biden can't handle 2 hours.
Yeah, man. I think they're going to do it last minute,
And I won't be shocked if the plan is to replace him at the convention. Because, like, dude, there's
what do you mean? How would they go about doing that?
They can do whatever they want.
I know, but what? Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is, how do you see who?
I don't know.
Any ideas of who?
No, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, dude. How can you just, like?
Because if Biden somehow does need to go out, you would think they'd give it to the guy who was runner-up. Oh, that's not what they'll do.
No. Well,
probably Michelle Obama or something fucking stupid.
Yeah, we
all unite the party.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, before we started recording, we kind of were joking about, imagine, towards the convention, even on the day of the convention, right? They just, like, Joe Biden, like, steps down. He's like, I've just discovered I'm unwell, la 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 la. And then he's like, but I'm giving my nomination to, and it's fucking Hillary Clinton, and she, like, rolls out, and everyone just loves to see her fucking beautiful fucking crotchety face, man.
It's not even that far-fetched. That's what's fucked up.
I know. Well, dude, didn't you just get in an argument with that one local Democrat?
Yeah.
And she pretty much was just saying that, wasn't she?
That's what she wants.
Yeah.
And then she said, it'd be the biggest fuck you to the Bernie cult and the Trump cult. And it's like, yeah, you don't need the Bernie supporters to win the general election. That really showed in 2016, you dumb fuck. Dude, these people are fucking stupid, dude.
I know.
They're the dumbest people in America.
Yeah.
Worse than, like, more dumb than Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I would agree. Well, yeah, and we had that conversation, I think, last time about, like, what's worse about them is they do care about people, and they have this, like, sense of right and wrong, but their perception is so polluted that they, like, it just makes it a double whammy stupidity.
They're just stupid fucking people, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously here's the thing, and I know you're in the dumps about it, and honestly I am too, but I'm just, like, exuding, and I actually just did a video for you guys, you might have seen it already, just telling people, like, keep fighting. Because the thing is, like, dude, Bernie has been facing this sort of horse shit for 40 years, every day. you know, and he didn't give up. And I know you're not saying you're going to give up either. But, like, we can't give up and we got to keep fighting. And I do still feel confident, like, some shit was going on in California. And I know, and I was reading about this, the Bernie campaign is, like, bringing it forward that these votes, like, weren't counted and all this shit. I feel like they're going to do that at a lot of other states as well.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, he is only 100-something delegates down. Now, I'm not trying to be overly optimistic. Like, I hate being overly optimistic because I really, like I said, I don't think they're going to let us have this. But if it was Amy Klobuchar saying Joe Biden, they'd be acting like this was still a major race.
Yeah.
But because it's Bernie, any chance they want to say it's over.
Of course.
And it's like, dude, there's still so many delegates to get, and neither Biden or Bernie are anywhere close to getting it. It's going to be a fucking brokered convention.
Well, yeah. Dude, here's the thing, too, that also gives me some hope, even if it is maybe misplaced. But the fact, like you said, we're about halfway through this. We're, you know, not even quite halfway through this. And, like, think about all the stops they're pulling out, voter purging, the bullshit with the exit polls, voting machines, not counting votes, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We know all the fuckery. He's still just barely managing to take a lead. Just barely managing to take a lead. That's how fucking shitty Joe Biden is, and that's how strong the support is in this movement. That despite all the bullshit, Bernie's, like, still, like, neck and neck. You know what I mean? Because, like, if you had to guess, Johnny, if there was zero bullshit and it was 100% clean election, I think Bernie would be, like,
blowing it out of the water.
Yeah, right? So I mean, and like I said, maybe this is some misplaced hope, but the fact that they're slugging all this shit at us, the smear campaign for months, everybody dropping out, they got the whole machine, like...
Yeah, and I don't want to imply that there aren't people voting for Joe Biden. There's plenty of dumbasses voting for Joe Biden. Yeah. But that's what they count on, because then they just need to slightly tweak with the machines to put them over the edge.
Yeah.
But I also just think in some of these cases where it's just blowing Bernie out of the water, it really just feels like a giant fuck you to the movement. Like, we're going to give it to Biden and not even act like it's going to be fair. Like, fuck you.
Well, that's the thing. And this is another thing that gives me some hope, or just, like, encourages me to keep fighting and to never stop fighting no matter what happens with this, is the fact that, like, despite how shitty Joe Biden is or whatever... Like, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But the other thing that gives me some hope is, and we've talked about this a little bit, is just how shitty Joe Biden is, right? In this debate coming up, and like you said, they might try to cancel it because of the coronavirus or this or that. There's already some whisperings of that going on.
Yeah.
But, like, if and when Bernie goes up against Biden head-to-head on the debate stage... It's going to be fucking murder, dude. And Joe Biden's going to fuck up so badly that, like, I feel like even the dumbasses are going to be like, what the fuck?
But it doesn't matter if it's rigged.
Well, that's true.
That's the problem, dude.
I know.
I keep, like, every time I bring this up, it's like people compartmentalize what is being said about it, the potential of it being rigged, and go, well, if he does bad, then no, if it's fucking rigged, it will not matter if Joe Biden has a stroke on the fucking stage.
Yeah.
We will not get this nomination because it's fucking rigged.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I do think they're fucking rigging it. I'm convinced. You'll never convince me otherwise. Biden is winning this fairly.
I don't disagree with you at all. But what I think, though, and forgive me for playing devil's advocate, because I do.
No, it's good. I could be wrong. It could be completely fair. I just don't.
I literally don't think it's completely fair. But like we were just talking about, is all this shit that they're throwing at us, right? And we're still, like, neck and neck. You know, they're trying to keep the guys that it's legitimate, right?
Oh yeah,
And I don't. And we can see that they're willing to peel that back a little bit, but, like, in the case that Joe Biden does so bad on these debates and continues to have these faux pas, you know, there's this balancing act that they have to do, where I think that if he just, like, straight up goes up on stage and he's like, you know, they're not going to, and it's on national television, they're not going to be willing necessarily to, like, have... You know what I mean? Like, as big of a jump that they have in these last few ones, that seems like a big fuck you to the Bernie campaign, because they're like, oh shit, like, this was so bad, no one's gonna believe this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's also interesting what is it going to be like without a crowd? Because they're not going to have a crowd. Do you think that helps Biden or hurts him? Because he can't just say some little soundbite and then the crowd go, yeah. He's going to say something stupid, and Bernie has the opportunity to just be like, what? Thing is, though, I'm afraid Bernie's going to go too fucking nice still. He's not your fucking friend.
Dude.
Quit calling him your fucking friend and quit saying he can win, because he cannot win. It'd be one thing if he maybe actually could. I do not see Biden being able to beat Trump.
Dude, I know, and this is Bernie playing his little game that he's played for a long time. And look, like this game of being nice and trying not to divide the party more for the sake of trying to win people over.
Yeah, I understand somewhat.
Right, like, that makes sense. But, dude, in this case, no, it doesn't, dude. Because I saw this video, I think it was from the Jimmy Dore show, where, you know, even the host, CNN host or MSNBC, was like, this isn't, because Bernie was like, kind of like, oh, I don't want to attack Joe and this and that. And he's like, well, this isn't just like you making a statement about Joe Biden. Like, this, there's Democrats worried about this. And then he played like a montage. I'm sure you saw this, a montage of all these people that were Democrats, that were left-leaning or liberal pundits and shit, saying like, oh, I don't know about Joe and this and that. That would have been such an opportunity for Bernie to, you know, he could have even done it in a nice way. Of been like, yeah, like this is kind of concerning. I don't know. We need someone with the best everything to go head to head with Trump, because Trump's not, you know what I mean? He just like threw that opportunity away because he's still trying to play that same game. He's like sticking to it so whatever. And maybe also it is because he is afraid of Trump, right?
Dude.
But like that was such a missed opportunity. It really was, man.
Yeah.
And I've seen more than one like that.
Biden literally has threatened violence against voters, dude.
Yeah.
In a senile way. Dude, all you have to do is barely poke Biden and he snaps.
Well, dude,
what is Trump going to do?
Exactly. And that's the thing, dude, that altercation he had with that union worker.
Yeah.
That wasn't just like ego and like shitty attitude, classic politician.
Yeah.
That was him losing a grip on reality.
Dude, go watch videos of him in 2012. He's not the same guy.
I know, man.
It's
fucking wild. So yeah, like that's the thing that kind of gives me a little bit of hope, man. Like, and dude, no matter what, hope or no hope, we gotta stick our middle fingers in the air at these fuckers and see it through to the end, because anything can still happen. We don't know. The fact, like I said, there's still hope. The fact that despite everything they're throwing at us, we're still going ham. Joe Biden's such a piece of shit. Dude, him having a complete fuck up on national television will, you know, tilt it in our favor more. And dude, there's a very real possibility that he could have a stroke or something happens where he literally can't do this anymore. And like, yeah, they could post somebody up, but dude, that's still just such a weak move. You know what I mean? Because even people that are supporting, because the stupidity is a spectrum. Mm-hmm. There's the people that are full brain dead that support Joe Biden, that they'll put Hillary Clinton up, they'll put Michelle Obama up, and they'll be like, woo! But dude, there's a solid chunk of the stupid people that will be like, well, just give it to Bernie. Like, you can't, you know, because they're not necessarily part of the no Bernie camp. You know what I mean? And like, there's just all these factors that could still happen in so many states, so many delegates that like, and I agree with you, man, like, we got a fucking upwards battle, and in the end they could probably just throw the rug from under us, right? But anything can happen, man. Really can. And so
I mean, it's just crazy to me that I never thought we'd see a worse campaign than Hillary Clinton's and then Joe Biden.
That is pretty impressive.
Like, dude,
honestly.
Like, think about it. He doesn't do any major rallies. Dude, it's just weird. I don't know, man. There's just no way that he should be doing this well.
Yeah, that goes along with all this bullshit, man. Is there's literally... Dude, he barely has been campaigning.
I mean, I know we got a lot of dumb people in this country, but that many? It's concerning if it's...
And that many
say this is all legitimate, man, and no shady shit's been going on, which is almost impossible to believe, but say so. I'm concerned for our nation that we're this dumbed down. Like, I don't know.
In a sense, Johnny, that's scarier than them being able to rig it and shit.
It is.
Because here's the deal. If it is the rigging and shit, let's go to like full pan to worst case scenario of shit. Mm-hmm. Let's say they are rigging it and shit. That means that this movement that we have is 10 times stronger than we thought it was. Yeah. Okay? And that the majority of Americans, or at least a huge enough portion for it to matter, are waking up, unplugging, right? But And so in that vein, even if Bernie were to lose, worst case scenario, everything fucking this and that, this bitch is still going to be simmering, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. But let's say it's all legitimate and they're not cheating, and like you said, America's just so dumbed down. That means that even in the worst case scenario, and we have to do like an outright peaceful or otherwise revolution, people are so dumb that like it would never catch on. And if that sort of revolution in lieu of the one that we're trying to do right now is impossible, well then damn, we're really extra fucked.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I do know that we're gonna keep swinging. And I do, like I said, feel confident that, you know, like what they're doing involving LA right now, the Bernie campaign is like pestering the system about these obvious discrepancies, and I think we're going to see more of that too going on. And yeah, either way, guys, we got to see this all the way to the convention. And at the convention,
that's the thing.
What
Dude, I could see them doing a convention behind closed doors because of the coronavirus. Like, so much shit could happen now because of the coronavirus.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Like, goddamn, perfect timing for it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go into any thoughts about that, but
dude,
what a great timing for a big virus to come. And then they put us in a state of fear.
Yeah. And like, look, dude, I don't want to be super conspiratorial about that either, but boy, I really don't believe in coincidences.
Man, we got the Epstein shit. We got the shit showing that the elites are involved in human trafficking and shit. The curtain's been open there. Then you got fucking the rise of Trump, which I don't think, even though it's not good, they don't want a nationalistic America, in my opinion, because a lot of these elites want like a world bodying thing. Nationalism is the last thing they want.
It's not good for them either.
You would think, but I don't know. Who fucking knows at this point? Maybe they want some people nationalistic because it causes divide. I don't fucking know.
I think it's a spectrum, but they
see the rise of Bernie Sanders, and it's not just in America. You're seeing the rise of labor, working class movements all over the world, and they're fucking freaking out.
Yeah.
So they're going to like dark plans. I don't know. I'm a conspiratorial guy. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, yeah, like, dude.
And I believe you can speak in conspiracy theories theoretically without acting like it's 100% fact because you don't know or not.
Well,
it's
dude,
dumb to not talk about these things though. And I don't know. People want to shut off.
Oh yeah, man. Like, dude, here's the thing about conspiracy theories. First off, the phrase conspiracy theory like automatically like makes it woohoo crazy. Mm-hmm. But what is a conspiracy? It's two or more people getting together and hatching a plan that they don't want anyone else to know about. So first off, like, put that in your head. And first off, conspiracy theories are fun. And third off, they are, obviously you can get way out there with like reptilians and like, you know, you can go balls deep. You can go balls deep. And then you're just being crazy, especially if you believe in it. But either way, like with some of the stuff when it comes to political or even like is the coronavirus manufactured and it's all like this and that and they put the stage in motion because it's the rise of this movement in America, which in turn is spreading all over the world. Blah, blah, blah.
It's spreading in Hong Kong too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they want something like this to fucking disband things.
There's the IRA is making a comeback too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just what great time is all I'm going to say. Now, I don't know. It's just fucking great, though.
Yeah, and then there's like the little fucking Easter eggs. And look, guys, we're not saying this is true, but we're just like letting our mind, like I say, it's a useful and powerful exercise for the mind.
Theoretically.
It's
a fucking...
Yeah, and then there's the little Easter eggs, because that's the thing, the people that would be behind the conspiracy theories and shit and the evil motherfuckers, they like to leave little Easter eggs for the intelligent people out there to be like, ha ha ha, see, you know it's this, but you can't do anything to stop it because no one else believes you.
Yeah.
And a prime example of that is the stuff around this whatever in Wuhan. There's that company that literally has the fucking umbrella logo from fucking Resident Evil. Like, it's the exact same but blue.
Well, and look at all the weird ass symbols all over in DC and honor money and all that shit.
Yeah, like that's
they love symbols, dude. They're symbolic. These elites are. They love it.
The only symbol I like is the sickle and hammer, baby. But, you know, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Those little fucking Easter eggs where they're like, they know that they're fucking us and they know some people are going to be aware of it. So they're like, this is their little like, hee hee hee. You know, but you can't do nothing. So,
or it's nothing. It's just all coincidental.
Yeah, and it could be, but either way,
easily could be.
It's fun, and it's here's the thing: like having a mind that picks at things is necessary to come to the truthful conclusions we have. Because let's be honest, the whole shit they did in 2016,
yeah,
with the purging and the this and that and the other thing, that was a conspiracy. Like, that was a conspiracy by the DNC and the corporations and the billionaires and the oligarchs to steal an election.
And I'm sure the Iowa caucus app failing had nothing to do with the fact the people who created the app were like former Clinton fucking staffers and high-ranking DNC elites. And they didn't test the app at all. They didn't test it at all. Just a fucking conspiracy theory. Nutty to think that they fucking wanted to screw over. It wasn't even about like rigging it. It was just about conflating the results and no one knew. So
yeah, man.
And I fucking the Pete Buttigieg supporters, you dumbasses.
Yeah.
We need someone young and fresh. Yep. I knew he was a fucking show.
Young and fresh.
God, dude.
Yeah, man, I know.
Riles me up.
I know. And dude, yeah, it's just fucking wild, like the times that we're living in, man, because coronavirus, Bernie Sanders and labor movements all over the world, rigged elections. We've not only labor movements around the world, but we're seeing the rise of like austerity, authoritarian movements, leaders, like in India, just wars, escalating tensions with Iran, and it's just wild that the year's 2020, brother, and this is an interesting time. This is what I like to call a transitionary time in human history. Yeah, you know what I mean? You just look at everything going on, and it's like you can see that the old paradigm is shifting or trying to. And here's the thing that also gives me hope. And like, yeah, they can put it down, they can put it down, they can put it down, but in the end, it's impossible to stop the trend of history. You know what I mean? And I know I've said this before, but it's just true.
It is possible, and you have all that money and control to manipulate it in your favor, though.
No, but dude, in the end though, it like isn't, because they're playing on borrowed time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
even truth-sayers, though, are fucking shilling for Biden. Andrew Yang came out and endorsed Biden. I knew Andrew.
Dude, and I know that.
Dude, I encountered Andrew Yang at the Iowa Wingding and talked to him for like 20 seconds. He came off as a smug douchebag. It just makes sense now. He's just part of the shit.
Yeah.
Instantly took a job.
Yeah, they gave him that job, and that was if he had any good in him, that was the cement that like ruined.
I mean, I'm sure he's not evil to his core, but he's just sold out.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what I'm trying to say about the transition periods in history and how they're inevitable is this. Look at the wealth and power that the British Empire had. Mm-hmm. Okay, in the Age of Enlightenment, dude, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter, okay? They put it down, they put it down, and it reached a point because... And this is the unfortunate part, is sometimes with these movements, they can't fully take place until shit hits the fan so badly that there's nothing that, people become so desperate that there's no other choice. And it would be my hope that it doesn't reach that point. But here's the thing. What I mean is they're playing on borrowed time, man. And they can keep fucking the system. And they can keep denying climate change. And they can keep making it worse. And keep polluting the planet. And keep stealing elections. And keep stealing from working class people until there's literally zero middle class at all. And people are starving on the streets. There's 500,000 people homeless right now. Imagine there's another big economic collapse that maybe they didn't even intend to. Because here's the thing, even though they have all this money and power and they kind of understand the system, they're so greedy, dude, that they keep inflating it. Oh, we can get more. And then it pops and it fucking explodes. And then that 500,000 homeless people turns to 10 million. Yeah. 10 million people in our generation that are already fucking woke to this shit, now on the streets, now have nothing else to lose except to pick up that fucking sickle and hammer, you know what I'm saying? Pick up a gun. The point I'm making is these things cannot be stopped. You saw it with the American Revolution. There was no stopping that. You saw it with the breaking up of the British Empire in general, Australia leaving, New Zealand leaving, Canada leaving. You saw it with the French Revolution. The French aristocracy was the most powerful and wealthy court in human history. And they went down over fucking night, bro. Because here's the thing about the system. is it seems inescapable. The security cameras anywhere, the wealth and the power and the soldiers and the police. But dude, it's way weaker than it looks. In the fucking cement buildings and the high rises, it seems inescapable. The bills on your desk. But dude, it's all resting on those people, the military, the police, everybody doing their job.
Yeah.
But if they try to run the system to such a degree and they get too greedy and it implodes like it did in French Revolution, like it did in 1917 with World War I, and people no longer feel any attachment or any security from the system anymore, that's it, bro. It bursts like a powder keg, and a powder keg, and there's nothing that can stop it, man. Now, what comes out of that and after that?
I don't think that's an optimistic thought either. Like,
no, it isn't. But what I mean, and I hope it doesn't come to that. But what I'm saying, in the stepping back and just being a human being in the human species on planet Earth and our history and our hopes and dreams as a species, it's going to come one day or another, man. As technology continues to progress, as more and more people wake up, it doesn't matter how tight the fucking system is. When the paradigm is at its end, the paradigm is at its fucking end. And you can, just like if you have cancer, late stage cancer, you can do all this and that and put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, but eventually you're going to fucking die. Yeah. It's the same thing, man. And maybe we're not there yet, but I don't know. Sorry, that was a fucking rant.
No, enjoy your rant. It's just, I don't know.
I got all fucked up on the coffee, and but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily lose hope, man. So I guess we'll see, though, Johnny. We have a long road ahead of us, man. And I just hope everybody keeps fighting, because that's the thing too, is they
definitely seen a lot of giving up on social media.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys? I mean,
it's bound to happen. That's what they want, and
that's the thing. Even if you have the doubt in your heart, guys, like, I mean, if nothing else, this is their big plan.
Oh, yeah,
is to, like, push it like, oh, like, Biden's going to win. There's nothing you guys can do. Meanwhile, maybe and this is all speculative, right? Maybe the grip isn't as tight as they think, or as we think it is, or they want it to be. And so this is another thing they're doing, is like, hey, don't turn out. There's no hope. Well, but meanwhile, if we turn out enough, no amount of rigging and this and that will be able to stop it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I mean, again, that's being speculative, but
I just think, it's not hard to fucking have a machine set to dish out results no matter what the results should be. I mean, it's so fucking easy, dude. It's almost too easy that why wouldn't they?
I know. And
like, really, like, these people are doing evil ass shit. They're not gonna rig the election. Like, they're fucking doing like occult worship stuff, but they wouldn't dare rig the machines. Give me a
they're
fucking
like
break.
That's, you know what, we're dirtbags and we rape children, but we would never.
Yeah, we believe in the integrity of democracy. Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, and that's true. And if I do want to get cynical or whatever, or just real, I guess, is the most discouraging part of that is we know how it can be fixed. Paper ballots and public counting. Yeah. Like, imagine, how, like, jury duty, imagine you get a thing in the mail where it's like you have to show up and count paper ballots, and you're like, oh, great.
That's why, dude, Bernie does not get the credit for being a skilled politician, because he changed the Russia narrative. Like, yeah, Russia is fucking with our elections. That's why we need paper ballots.
Yeah, I love that.
I know. I was like, God damn, that's masterful.
Yeah.
But they don't focus on that.
No.
They fucking are like, oh,
but still,
Russia.
They put it out there. There's a seed out there now in some of the dummies' heads,
And even paper ballots has its issues, because the people counting them can be corrupt scumbags, but it's far less likely. It's harder to flip than fucking have a machine, the coding set to produce a result no matter what.
It's more difficult. Well, and dude, that's the thing, is not only having paper ballots. We could end most of the election fraud with a combination of these three things. Paper ballots, public counting of the paper ballots with like a jury system where you have to show up, you get paid for it to fucking count votes all day, and you're like, oh no.
Have pollsters at every station somehow. I don't know how that's likely, though. That's a lot of money to get that done, but
yeah. And then what was the third thing I was gonna say? I had a third thing to go with that. So paper ballots, public counting. Oh, and then ranked choice. You know what I mean?
The thing about ranked choice voting is like how you can't really. The average person doesn't get it, dude. Like, ranked
what do you
choice.
Mean?
Like, just try explaining ranked choice voting to the average voter. I guarantee you're going to get a blank look of like, what are you talking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, essentially, what ranked choice is you have your first, second, and
No, I know what
third.
it is. But I'm just telling you, dude, people do not get it.
But I'm just trying to clarify in my own head. It's like, I want Bernie Sanders. That's my number one.
But if he
ends up not being viable, then my vote will go to
essentially
Warren.
what we did with the caucus, too. That was essentially ranked choice.
Yeah, but there was all the fuckery involved with that, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, they have the stupid rules. Dude, I just don't.
I mean, dude, I think you're right that you'll get that blank stare from a lot of people, but still.
Dude, people don't even know what the Electoral College is.
Yeah.
People don't even know what primaries are. What? Like, so many people I got to go caucus were like, yeah, I'll vote for Bernie against Trump. And it's like, dude, you have to vote for Bernie in the primary in order for him to go against Trump and then vote for him again. People are like, what?
Yeah, I was at a fucking Starbucks and it was after a caucus.
Yeah.
And I went through the Starbucks drive-thru and I had the Bernie sticker. And there was like a transgender gentleman or lady, whatever, and he was like, I like your sticker. I was like, oh, thanks, man. Did you caucus for Bernie? Oh, no, but I'll vote for him in the general.
Yeah, dude, they just don't fucking get it, man.
I mean, I felt bad, but I don't feel bad.
Dude, I'm pretty confident Bernie would beat Trump. Like, I don't think it's easy, but I hear that all. Like, I'm fairly confident Bernie could easily beat Trump.
I think so, too.
It's beating the corrupt Democratic Party. That's the big issue.
That's the biggest challenge, dude. After that, I'll breathe something of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, like, it won't be easy, but it would be
a lot more straightforward. Yeah. But yeah, I almost felt like bad because like I couldn't hide my like disappointment and like what the fuck stupidity face. I'm like, oh well, great. And then I like got my coffee and went on, but it's like,
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's everything's so disheartening.
So I guess, Johnny, here's a question. In your view, what do we do if it gets stolen, however it gets stolen, whatever, at the we're going to go all the way to the convention, like no matter what. Where do we go from there? And I know you and I are going to be in Milwaukee, hopefully getting some footage, right? But they steal it.
Hopefully they don't fucking spray us with coronavirus and kill us all there. Be a perfect time. Take all the progressive activists out in one second. I've been thinking about that, dude. No. It's going to be a freaky event,
it is. No, it's going to be crazy. So what do we do, though?
I don't know, dude. I think obviously we can't keep rewarding the Democratic Party by staying in it. But how do we build a movement for a working class party? I don't know. I don't think the Green Party is where we would go.
I don't think so.
Sorry, there's a bunch of fucking loonies in the Green Party, man. I don't want anything to do with it.
There is. I also had some Greenpeace motherfuckers, and I know they're not the same, but they're in bed together. I had some Greenpeace. Man, fucking Denver's a wild town. I really love it, but I tell you what, and this is unrelated, but the fucking young people moving out there, like, I'm sorry, like, ruined the fucking character of the city, dude.
In Denver?
Yeah, like, and not all of it, because there's young people out there like doing fucking punk music and drugs and like.
Yeah, I've heard Boulder is like fuck you to any change.
Oh yeah, dude, because like I read like Stephen King books from like the 80s. A lot of times it takes place and I'm sorry, I just want to go on this tangent. It takes place in fucking Sidewinder, right? And
yeah,
and I hear old things and I read about old things about like how Denver used to be and how Colorado used to be. And it used to be like, and it still is, but it's just like polluted in certain areas where like Colorado was amazing because it was this combination of like cowboy, because it's the fucking mountains and the desert, like so like that mentality like fused really beautifully with like the hippie shit. Like I went to a nude hot springs out there.
Yeah.
And it just, you could really feel it there. There's like this like rugged like sunburnt face and like trucks, but fused with this mentality of like love and like live and let live.
Yeah.
And like the woke culture in like Denver and shit. And I was getting honest because the Greenpeace people stopped me on the street. There's just like whatever to people that have their passions and shit, but God, you guys are like just annoying and boring. They're not individuals, man.
Well, dude, it's like the hippies who went to the North Dakota Access Pipeline protest and tried forcing veganism. Native Americans love meat, dude. And they tried forcing vegan shit on them. It's part of their
fucking culture.
Dude, the Native Americans wanted them gone, dude.
I know.
Quit forcing your fucking bullshit hippy-dippy lifestyle on
That's
people,
what I'm trying to say. Like, this fucking woke culture out there in all of its spheres, it just, like, pollute, dude. It's so boring and
like, I
stupid,
agree.
dude.
We need to stop factory farms. They're polluting our country, but you're not. That doesn't mean people are going to stop eating meat, dude.
It's never going to happen, man.
Dude, no. You will fucking turn a very liberal person into a Republican if you try forcing that shit on them, dude.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I
feel bad for the animals too, but guess what? Life eats life. That's the sad reality of what the condition of reality is. I don't know.
Yeah, and like, look, dude, eating less meat.
No, I agree.
Sure.
We don't need to be having pigs hanging from fucking...
And living in ingestion cages.
Okay, it's fucked up.
The system needs to be changed, but dude, human beings, and I always say this, like, you know, I've had people come at me before and be like, are you gonna you don't kill the animals yourself? Are you gonna do this and kill them yourself? I'm like, yeah, I would. Honestly, I'd prefer that. If I had the time and because hunting is a rich man's sport, let's be fucking honest. I go out and hunt, or if I raise my own animals, I'd stick a pig in its neck, I'd break the chicken's neck.
I mean, I'll be honest,
I ain't happy
about
about doing it.
I kind of enjoy the out of sight, out of mind aspect of our current thing.
I mean, sure, whatever. I'm indifferent to it, but if I had to go, if I wanted to eat meat that day, and the only way I was going to do it is if I went out and snapped a chicken's neck or shot a pig in the head and barbacoa his ass on the fucking ground the old-fashioned way, you're not going to see me lose any sleep over it. I ain't going to be like, yeah, murder. I ain't gonna be happy. It's gonna be a solemn moment when I do it, but I'm gonna fucking eat that pig or that chicken, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not living on beans and rice, dude. I'm 200 pounds. I'm 6'2". I ain't doing it.
Yep.
You know. Anyway, I don't even know how we got onto that, but I liked it.
No, it's just fucking these people. Dude, they don't understand that they're causing people to turn against progressive goals.
Turn against everything else. To turn against their own cause. Because you're fucking honoring.
It's the cultural shit.
You're honoring and you're a shithead about it.
If you keep trying to change America's culture in such big ways like that, we're going to lose on every front.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But you know what, Johnny? That was just about an hour. So
yeah,
let's go ahead and wind it down. Guys, as always, it was nice hanging out with you. We did another kind of free ball show, and I had a good time. I think we covered. Honestly, man, I do.
We turned into the Alex Strone show for a podcast.
Dude, it did for a moment. I know I went on that rant, but it was. I mean,
everything we talked about was pretty conspiratorial. I don't give a fuck,
dude.
If you can't process theoretical conspiracies and not realize like you're not spotting them as pure fact, you're a dumbass. Sorry.
I agree. We're just speculating on here. But yeah, you know, I do like it when we have it, and it depends on the news cycle. Like sometimes when there's a lot of shit going on, we have to have the bullet points, and I do like how polished that comes out. But honestly, I think I have more fun when, like today, we didn't even write anything down, and I have more fun doing that sometimes, I think. But yeah, like I said, guys, it was really nice hanging out with you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, drop a comment. Share us out to your friends on your timeline with like a post telling people who we are and this and that. If you really want to help us grow, though, the most effective way I've found to get subscribers is like go in your messenger. You don't have to message everybody. I messaged everybody. That's how we got our first 200.
Yeah.
But go in and just shoot a personal message with the link, and like you don't have to do that for us, but it means a lot to me, and it would help us grow exponentially. If everybody who watches this show who regularly got 10 subscribers today, that would be 1,000 in like one day. And I think everybody could do that. I mean, whatever, I know that won't be the case, but for those of you who are dedicated and want to help us out, you know, there you go.
Yep.
Speaking of helping us out, you can support the podcast, as you know, by subscribing to the Patreon at patreon.com/double_D. There you can access all of my written work, including poetry, flash fiction, and full-length short stories, all for less than what you spend on a cup of coffee or lunch every day. Guys, for $3 a month, you can, you know, really support the podcast, help us reach that $200 goal so we can do a bonus podcast, patron exclusive for you guys. It would make a huge difference in our lives. And just like, it's not even about the money. It is in that it shows like, yo, we can fucking do this as a full-time gig. But just like when you get that $3 coming in from, you know, like I said, 100 of you guys watch the show. If the 100 all donated $3 a month, they're not going to notice $3 missing.
Yep.
There's our goal. You guys get an extra fucking podcast every week. You get exclusive merchandise for free. All this shit. And it just, dude, it like would make us feel like, oh shit, hell yeah, and like help us push harder and do better. So if you guys want to help us out more, you can take that extra step and become a $3 to $15 patron. To further support the podcast, you can check out our sponsor, Bingley's Teas at janeaustinteas.com. As you know, there you can find all of the high-end teas handpicked and mixed by the lovely Miss Julia. Or visit Julia in person at 118 East 26th Street, suite number 208, to satisfy that deep tea addiction and to be taken on a tea tour of the world. All right, guys, it's been awesome hanging out with you as always. We'll see you next week, all right? Take it easy. Bye.
We're lined up, taking the divine to spend a little time at mine.